I felt like she was able to be at peace because we had the center. And during the summers, when she worked from 7 to 3, we would be at the center. I awake to the morning in my twin bed in our small Shiloh home with a song in my heart, beating in my ear and setting the rhythm for a new day. The light from the sun is singing a morning song as it rises over the green mountain peaks that surround our Shiloh neighborhood like a protective wall. These mountains are the reminder that beauty is for all of us. Black, white, poor, rich. At the close of the day, the sun sets blanketed and resting behind the mountain peaks. The crickets sing, the lightning bugs fill the night sky. Sweet sleep, I awake, my heart beating to the melody of a new day.
As soon as he realized this, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, whose name was Mark, where many had gathered and were praying. When he knocked at the outer gate, a maid named Rhoda came to answer.
It's home. It's just home. It's comfortable. It just feels like home. It's what I say, I feel like when I come here, it's like coming home to yourself. Like, I've come home to myself. And I sit here on Grandma's porch and I'm looking next door and I see Grandma standing over the rail going, Tanya, what you doing down there? And I'm out on the porch with my friends and we're laughing and it was so irritating to see her, not giving me any space next door because she'd just be standing there or she'd be looking out the blinds, looking to see what's going on down there. And I think about that now and think about the sense of community and how special it was growing up next door to your grandma.
There is a young girl in this text that her name was Rhoda, and this is the only time she's mentioned in the entire Bible.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about all the people that were on this neighborhood. And it was still it's so peaceful right now. And that's how it felt. Everything was so peaceful, even though you didn't realize it at the time. You could hear the wind blowing and the leaves rustling. And it was just us playing in the street, playing hopscotch and just having a good time. And the outdoors was our playground. There was no videos and Facebook and social media. There was none of that. It was just, we had our outdoor games. And I often think about that now with the girls who come to Purpose by Design.
Thank you for this meal we're about to eat. Bless the hands that prepared it. In your name we pray, amen.
This is the only time she's mentioned in the entire Bible. Rarely women are mentioned in the Bible by name. Mostly in the Bible, men are driving the action of the narrative. And in this case, it's almost as if the author just told this little snippet and then went on to something else, right? She was just a tiny sliver in the story. And yet, I believe that nothing in the Bible is by accident. when God calls out the name of a woman, you got to pay attention because they're so rarely named.
And their lives are so different now than the way I grew up. They come to our home in Tennessee, and I want them to enjoy the peacefulness and the quiet, and we take their phones, and they tell me, they say, I can hear my thoughts. For some of them, that's really scary, and for some of them, they start to dream. Well, all of them start to dream, but at first it comes at them in different ways.
And not only was Rhoda a girl, she was enslaved.
Saturday mornings was big in our house. And so Saturday mornings it would be multiple things, and sometimes it would not. But the consistent thing was to get the house clean for the week. That was a consistent thing. The house had to be clean. We had an old stereo, and she would play, I remember Natalie Cole, I remember the Isley Brothers, I remember the Gap Band. Her favorite song was Brick House. She would put Brick House on. We watched Schoolhouse Rock, Conjunction Junction, what's your function?
Conjunction Junction, what's your function?
And then it'd be American Bandstand, and it would be Soul Train. All this would be going on in the house. And then she would make sure our hair was done for the week to come. She would, braid it up. She would shampoo it underneath the sink. And then she would put us under the dryer on the floor, get our hair done. Then the afternoons would be spent, we wait at the bus stop. And Mom never had a license, so she would take us to the library. My big escape was reading. And I think about some of the things that I say to people now, and I know why they were looking at me like I was crazy. Because if somebody had said those things to me, I would have thought they were crazy. Like I would be reading a book, and I'd look up at someone in my glass. I wore these wire rim glasses, and I go, when you're reading a book, don't you feel like you're taking a trip? And then when you get to the last page, you reach your destination? No. That's how I felt every time I picked up a book. So that was my escape. That was how I learned that the world was a bigger place. That was where I learned I could go to college, when I read about Mary McLeod Bethune. And Bethune cooked me. I was like, a Black woman started a college? That's where I learned I could go to school. Mom did the best she could. And then it was like, she didn't know what to tell me after. But through reading, I was able to put the pieces together and figure that out.
Enslaved girls can't say no, because they're not even really considered human. But Rhoda was a human. And although the text doesn't say much about her, I imagine that she could have been like any one of us.
So we've been planning all year for this moment, and we are now waiting for the girls to come into the driveway for PBD 2023. We are sweaty, we've been working hard, and we're ready for them. We're ready. And here they come. This is the moment we've been waiting for. All that we spend a whole year planning for this one moment when those girls walk down the driveway and walk towards us. And what we're feeling is we're nervous, we're a little anxious, and believe it or not, we feel a little insecure because we understand that we don't know if they're going to trust us, and we don't know if we have what it takes. We don't know if we have in us what we need to give to them. At the same time, we're so full that it's like this is the time where everything is going to pour out of us.
So when I'm thinking about Rhoda, I'm wondering if she was maybe Maybe she was the boss girl, right? Maybe she was the one who always had a plan. She was organized. She was the one who got things done. She was the leader.
Well, this year, Dr. Rachel said, I would like to do a leadership workshop for the ladies. A lot of us don't know each other. Most of the ladies don't know each other. I'm the only connection. And so we can remind ourselves that we're bosses and we're, and I want to affirm them, and I just want you all to own who you are and what you do. And so that's what was on the board, a reminder of who we are and what our dreams are and what we do. And we decided to leave them up to show the girls, hey, we're all human here. We're all trying to figure this out and work together and remind ourselves of who we are. I'm part of this women's group, and this lady said, I need to introduce you to Mike Sheffer. Mike runs Foolproof Foundation, and she said, I would like for you to be a part of the Walter Cronkite Committee. And I was like, what is the Walter Cronkite Committee? She said, Walter Cronkite was a huge advocate of Foolproof Foundation. And what Mike what he does is he creates financial literacy programs for organizations like mine for free.
You're the boss of you. So why aren't we talking about being the boss of your money? Money isn't life, but money helps in life.
Hi, my name is Khadijah Trower, and we just finished the money literacy session with who I call Money Mike. So what I pretty much learned about this is about a Roth IRA and just a regular IRA, and learning about how to make your money work for you. And I think this is really important because everybody wants to be rich, everybody wants to have money to spend, not go big balling or anything, but definitely be able to be financially stable to live a good life. And I find this very important because I want to be rich when I'm older. And I get to live out my dreams and my passions. And so I plan on hopefully opening up a Roth IRA as soon as I turn 18, which is in 2 months. So, yeah.
Maybe Rhoda was the one who was off to the corner, kind of quiet, so that people could easily dismiss her. She never spoke, because maybe she was just carrying too much trauma.
Lisa Leftwich was in charge of the whole career. That was part of the career segment. So her idea was for them to take 4 cards home with them.
I would like to do it though all together.
They have to get all the cards.
All
4.
Okay.
Yeah, once they've done all 4 cards, because then they really have all 4 aspects of kind of looking at what their future is. So,
and one of the cards were, what is a affirmation that you can live by? The other one is a quote. Walk around and ask people in your group, amongst the women, what are some of their quotes that they love? And you have to pick one and write it down. Then the other card, what are your 3 strongest characteristics? And so they had a paper where it defined different characteristics. I'm a kind person. And they were all, there were definitions with it. So they had to choose 3 of those. Well, they were actually given 3 cards. And if those 3 cards if they didn't think that was them, then they had to walk around the room and exchange their cards until they had 3 that matched up with them. The last one was I see you. And we are to fill those out. And I mailed those back when I got home. I actually did that last week. Each girl got a card. I see you, and one of them said, I see you. I saw the day that you helped your friend when she was crying. That kind of thing. You are very compassionate. So each of them got those cards in the mail last week, and they've actually texted me with a picture and went, this is so awesome. So that was really cool. That meant a lot to them.
Maybe she was the one who was always getting in trouble. She just, girls weren't meant to be enslaved. And so maybe she was the one who always would speak out. She would always fight back. She was the one with the smart mouth.
So with the personal branding, like first of all, I have these bomb women, like they're just amazing, like Kara and Jessica are, they're business partners. And the way Jessica and Kara shared, they're very authentic about the things that they've gone through in life and how they had to rebuild. And they really show the girls you can build yourself back up after devastating things happen. There are things that you can do to pick yourself up and rebrand yourself, right? And so I wanted them to hear their story and also realize we all have personal struggles. We all go through things, but we can rebrand ourselves. We can pick ourselves back up and start over again.
Right? But I could outwork anyone. So for me, that's part of my personal brand. I am a hard worker. I'm a collaborator. I am a relationship builder. I connect people.
We have a team that also does research, forensic research, okay? There have been times where we did not extend an offer to someone. There has been times where we rescinded or withdrew an offer to someone, big offers, large salaries, where we had to rescind an offer because of what showed up on their brand, what they were portraying.
We try to incorporate leadership into everything that we can think of. And we realize, I mean, they do a lot of processing in a short amount of time. And we wanted to find a way for them to unwind, you know, like we don't always have to be doing some type of workshop. So we said this would be a good way to incorporate everything like we do. They have to plan the party. They have to work together. They have to present us with a budget. They have to present us with the activities. They have to, you know, and we give them the opportunity to tell us what to do.
Later, we're going to be doing a fashion show. Oh. So, you know, whoever wants to participate in that, there will be prizes.
No. It's a required participation from everybody, every adult. Yes, Ms. Vanessa, required participation.
So this year, it was, we want you all to walk the runway. And so, you know, I don't know if you noticed that at first we were like, they want us to do what? And so we said, we're just gonna walk down together and clap. You remember when we all did that? And they went, oh no, that wasn't what we said. And so that's why we had to all walk back, and we were like, okay, look, we're always telling them what they need to do. We gotta do what they ask us to do. I think we could take this back to this wall, the mirror where you saw the Post-its, I am this, I am that, right? We have to remind ourselves of that. You're talking about, first of all, being out of your comfort zone, and you're telling these girls, you need to be this, you need to do that, blah, blah, blah. And then now they're telling us to do that, and it's like a smack back in our faces. It's like, put your insecurity to the side, and if you're gonna show them to rise up and be a leader, you need to do this. And so that's why we just go along with whatever they tell us.
Miss Tanya!
There comes a time when the invisible girl, the quiet girl, the bossy girl, bad girl, the mad girl, when the light is on her. And this time, the spotlight and the entire text of the New Testament, the action cannot progress, things cannot move without Rhoda. And this is her time to shine, and nobody's listening.
Jazz was year one. She's from the very first cohort. And when Jazz came to PBD for the first time, I think she was in 9th grade.
I first heard about the program. I was 15 at the time. I was born on the south side of Chicago in the projects, the Ickies, the low end. My family had nothing. Nothing. My mom, she was 15 when she first got pregnant. She knew where we lived was rough, and she knew she had 5 kids, and she had to move them to safety because she wanted better. She didn't grow up with nothing. She had a parent. You know, my grandpa went to jail, gang related. My dad, he had his family, but they was both, my grandparents were strung out on drugs, raised in the projects, nothing. They was young when they had us.
So we advocate for her. Financial aid counselor says, write an essay for this, do this, blah, blah, blah. Things that they wouldn't have normally told her. You have a network of women. Lisa's going to edit your paper. So-and-so's gonna help you fill out this and do that. She did all that. She gets in school, she might be short sometimes. You know, I need fabric or I need money for groceries. We know that she's doing the work, right? And then next thing I know, she graduates with a master's and she's working for Target Corporation.
So I'm a multicultural associate designer at Target, and I focus on all Heritage Month. So I support the apparel down to the home and accessories products, and I own in on the color palette direction. So yeah.
Look, the thing that you are praying for, I, slave girl, Rhoda, abused, mistreated, I have the answer for you. You need to pay attention to me.
Christy has been with me for 13 years, and she's done the same thing. Christy is an artist.
Hi, my name is Christy Sveen, and I lead the art worship portion of the Purpose by Design weekend. And this morning we start out with a breathing prayer to be able to have the girls relax and focus on listening prayer. The art worship part is not an art project. It's more about hearing God speaking to them, because He's speaking all the time.
My piece and it's basically supposed to, the red heart is supposed to represent my heart, but it basically has an X over it because when I was 11, I lost my best friend. She had passed away. So I felt like my heart is like, it wasn't there anymore because I was only 11 and I felt like I lost somebody who was very close to me.
March 13th, 2023, my grandfather passed away. And so this represents me right here. And if y'all can't see it, it's a heart, but right now it's basically like symbolizing how I'm trying to find myself back to having a bigger heart. And when he passed away, it just like really broke me. So like, if y'all can't really see it, it's like roads and stuff that leads to this, but nothing connects to the heart. So I can't find myself no more, basically. So
my piece, this is where I was, where I'm at, and I'm trying to get here. But my biggest fear is I lost my grandparents 3 months apart. And I'm scared to move forward without them. So they play big parts in my life. So trying to move on is very hard without them.
Hear me. That one broken, it does not mean that that is not. Because it is. And you've been told over and over again how beautiful it is. So don't let that define it, because it doesn't.
Nope. Amen.
Justice, come in, please. Come here.
So Regina, I don't anything. Going off of what you said, it's just a flower, and I need you to understand something. To you, because God has gifted you with such an artistry, it is just Him saying, you are simply who I have made you to be. And live in it. Because I can spend 25 hours when I do that. And so you have to realize, yes, God has given you a gift to be able to see things that others cannot see, and it is that simple to you, but it blesses others. So never shy away from it. Hold on to it and allow him, and just say, as Ms. Ray had talked with y'all today, be confident in who God has made you to be.
Your time is coming. Your moment is coming. It's time now, because this world needs you and needs your voice. It's time to be brave.